the Leaderonomics show. Today we have with us Cody Mckibben, who is CEO of Thrilling Heroics. And Cody, welcome to the studio. Welcome to Malaysia.
Thank you very much.
Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into this whole. How did you start up this whole company, Thrilling Heroics? What it does, and let's talk a little bit about how you got there.
I'm a micro entrepreneur, I guess. Started from California in the U.S.
Yep.
And I got my start. I started up a web design business.
Okay. This was in California?
In California, while I was working full time in an office.
Yep.
And just on the side, in my spare time, I started doing web design and building websites for small businesses, authors, and some speakers. But then that grew into something that I could support myself, working full time from home. Did that for about a year and a half, and then I decided, I was working with clients. Most of my client base started in Silicon Valley in California, and so I had several clients there, but also like Canada, Europe, Australia. Yep. So I decided this is something I can do from anywhere I like. And I decided to move to Asia because I see a lot of opportunity.
Right. And you're in Thailand now, right?
Yeah, I've been based in Bangkok, Thailand for about a year and a half so far. Probably gonna make a move again soon. Okay. But I joined. Sorry.
Where are you moving to?
For now, I'm gonna be moving with my girlfriend to a more remote part of Thailand for a few months, and then down the road, maybe we might go to South America actually for a couple of years. So. Okay. But I moved out to Thailand because a good friend of mine from university had been teaching out there, and it was my first taste of Asia. Really, I'd traveled quite a bit, but never been to Asia, and so I joined up with him, and he's doing a lot of volunteer work and. Just started meeting people in the business community. And
so what does Thrilling Heroics actually do?
Thrilling Heroics, we basically just provide an assortment of web services, but mainly today it's things like marketing consulting and strategy.
Internet marketing and so on.
Yeah, mostly helping our clients create their web presence if they don't already have that, or improve it, and teaching them how to interact on the social web, social networks like Facebook and Twitter, and how they can use those for their marketing efforts.
Right. Many people say ads in Twitter and Facebook are annoying. How do you overcome those barriers?
Well, that's the thing. We do some straight advertising, but my business grew more organically. Okay. And through kind of relationship marketing. Right. I have a blog attached to my business, which it's its own unique thing, and I kind of just talk about what I'm interested in. It doesn't necessarily have to do strictly with my consulting, but so I teach clients and authors and whomever how they can do that, because if you're someone who's in business, usually you've got interesting ideas about a wide range of things, and people want to hear. So more what we do is teaching people how to just interact with other people that are writing online, how to engage their audience, and how they can organically build up a following.
It's interesting that you seem to propagate this whole self-employment, live your dreams. How do you go about doing that? If I'm assuming I'm just coming out of wherever school or wherever it is. How do I go about living my dreams?
Well, I think the end goal for anyone who's motivated to be successful in business, the end goal, you do want to eventually start something that is your own creation, and probably almost everyone needs to start somewhere, and you need to start working for someone else with other people, so you learn the ropes. Like the biggest success factor, I think, for me when I first started was I found a mentor, a business mentor, and he was a entrepreneur several times over in Silicon Valley, published author, and he's like CEO, president, or chairperson for about 8 or 9 companies.
Okay. How do you get him to be your mentor?
Through the social
networking
web. Yeah.
Oh, really? Wow, okay.
I found he wrote a book called Beyond Code. Okay. He's originally from India, but he moved to California and was extremely successful in business. Right. So he wrote a book that really, it was about how to build relationships for programmers. Okay. Was the main audience. Yep. But for everyone, like his focus is really building relationships and making friendships. and I was a reader of his blog, his website,
Right.
and I just reached out to him.
Yes.
Yeah, I was still in college at the time, and then I was working full time for about a year and a half. But yeah, I slowly built a relationship, just commenting on his articles, and then through email, speaking with him, and eventually, you know, we met face to face in Silicon Valley, and he became my first client. And you know, he coached me through a lot of things when I was first starting up my business, and just he started word of mouth and sent many of my first clients to me. So I think, you know, that's someone you can find maybe outside of your work. Maybe it's a professor if you're in university, but you need to. Everyone does need to start somewhere.
Right.
You need to find good people to learn from. If you're going to be an employee, you may as well find a great workplace where you can learn a lot from the people that you're working with.
Right. So you suggest maybe working first and
yeah,
kind of understanding what life is really about before you go about starting your own business, right?
Yeah, but when you know what your skills are and what you're passionate about, and like where those two things meet, you know, when the market has a desire for something,
Right. And you have
then you've found the golden triangle. You know, it's like you enjoy this, you're knowledgeable or skilled at it, and people are willing to pay for it. At that point, go into business. Sure. And I think, yeah, if you really want to control, you know, your destiny, if you want to say, you know, if you want to be in control of your life and your income, where you live, when you work, and the kinds of projects you do, you need to start your own project, your own company, whatever. But you spend some time working and learning, so it's really to find that.
To figure out what that is, right? Yeah. You know, Tim Ferriss talks about the 4-hour work week and working in your pajamas. Do you do that?
I do.
You work in your pajamas?
Yeah, I do sometimes.
Do you work really hard, or it's an early phase of your business?
Yeah, my business is about 3 years old. Okay. So still growing. And this year, you know, I partner with several people. I've got a lead developer in the U.S. in the Midwest that helps me with a lot of projects. Okay. But I just work with him as a consultant, so from time to time. Right. And I hire out work to outsources occasionally. And this year I'm just actually at the first point where I'm going to hire someone full time. Okay. Besides myself. You know, so technically it's a very small solopreneur business. Right. But yeah, we're in the process of growing it. But yeah, like the 4-hour work week, the way I've built my business is to support the lifestyle I want to have.
And, you do a lot of social work too, right?
Yeah.
You go out to the urban poverty. You know, you do some. Tell us a little bit about some of the social work you do.
Well, yeah, I've built my business so that, you know, I can work on things, just contribute my time to high impact things and make the most income in the shortest time. Right. I don't work a 4-hour work week. I guarantee you, Tim Ferriss doesn't work a 4-hour work week.
Probably takes more.
Because if you're an entrepreneur, you work very hard and you find things you love and you spend forever on it. Right. But yeah, I have built it so that it does give me more free time to write, to build friendships and relationships with people online, potential customers in the future. And yeah, things like giving back. I have spent a lot of time in Thailand volunteering. And my good friend that I went to university with in California, his name is Dwight Turner. He started a small grassroots volunteer organization and fundraising organization in Bangkok, Thailand, about 2 or 3 years ago. Okay. It was before I came to Asia.
Right. What's it called? It's
In Search of Sanuk.
In Search of Sanuk. And Sanuk's the Thai word for fun, right?
Sanuk is the Thai word for fun. Yeah, S-A-N-U-K. But yeah, he saw, I think, a opportunity. He was a teacher, teaching English to young kids in Thailand, and I think he saw an opportunity to make volunteering much more accessible for average people. You know, whether that's Thai people or expats living in Thailand, or even, you know, travelers that are just coming through. Right. So what he did, he made it really simple and fun to go on a Saturday and visit the Bangkok slums and play games with the kids, teach English. And then
so that's where you contribute a lot of your time now.
Yeah, I've spent a lot of time. We used to work in the Bangkok Refugee Center, which attracts displaced people, refugees from all across Asia and as far as the Middle East and Northern Africa, actually. And we would work with the kids there and teach English, and Dwight was working on implementing, he still is. So he started this small grassroots volunteer and fundraising organization in Bangkok called In Search of Sinuk, which is the Thai word for fun.
Yep.
And I think he saw an opportunity to make volunteering and giving to charity more accessible.
Right, and this is what you contribute some of your time to, right?
Yeah, I generally pay about 5% of my business profits to In Search of Sinuk.
Okay.
And he runs a Saturday program. Used to work in the Bangkok Refugee Center, which attracts displaced people and refugees from all across Asia and from Northern Africa and the Middle East. And he works in the Bangkok slums with the children there, and then occasionally we'll hold an event, a fundraising event or a charity mixer, and we'll raise money for those causes, and also things like there's some orphanages in the countryside along the border with Burma, for instance, where there's a lot of kids from over the border who've lost their family or just got separated from their family.
That's great.
So he's found, I think, a way though to make that volunteering and giving back, to make it fun.
Yeah, and also as an integrated part of his whole life.
Yeah, make it easier for other people. You know, he finds opportunities to do this, and then he just connects people with those opportunities. Or you know, we'll throw a party on a Friday or Saturday night in Bangkok, which people would be going out anyways, and simply just by paying a entry fee or paying for dinner, like 20% of that will go to the cause we're raising money for.
Fantastic.